The whole thing comes down to uplifting the body's spirit. Literally, all the healing, all the sustaining happens because of the Holy Spirit flow. And we now know, based on the scientific revelations and the evolution in consciousness and awareness, not just from the theological domain, but from the scientific domain, we now know that electrons literally is the juice that comes out of the hydrogen in the water throughout the universe. That's what causes all energy to manifest, happen, whether it's my voice or the blinking of my eye to the electrical signals that are bringing you this program tonight. All of the electricity that's flowing through the copper wires, that is electrons. And all of the electrons throughout the whole universe have virtually one main source, and that is water, hydrogen. So, part of what we're doing with Live H2O, and why I'm going to share with you tonight some of the issues, the urgencies that we've got to really seriously consider as we move through this now time of revelation, of prophecy, fulfillment, the singing of a new song, Revelation 14:1, that we're going to be doing together as a unified family in marrying our hearts to the universal solvent, to the creative juice, to the Creator, in giving thanks and praise and joy to our glorious Creator who has created this magnificent creative juice, the water that flows to your bloodstream. And that this whole concept of uplifting this Holy Spirit within us, that's what electrons are capable of doing. In essence, if you consider spirituality as energy, if you consider prayer and how powerful it works, you have to consider the physics of it, the dynamics of it, the electromechanics of it. And when you do that, you get into electron dynamics, you get into where water literally gives us sustenance. And so this concept of Live H2O, Concert for the Living Water, being here now, coming just in now 10 days. And if you have not scheduled on your calendars to go out there and make a difference, visit your lakes, your rivers, your streams, go to the ocean, bring your family and friends, gather together, bring your computer and a wireless connect. Or if you're home, just get on the internet and you'll see 24 hours of programming on Saturday the 21st from around the world. I'm sorry, Sunday. That's Sunday the 21st. That's the holy day. That's the spirit-filled day. Friday the 18th. I'm sorry, I'm getting all this confused. It's Thursday night, the 18th, is the first evening kickoff where Dr. Masaru Emoto is going to be with us here in Laguna Beach, and I'll have the privilege of presenting Dr. Emoto with the People's Live H2O Award for Humanitarian Science for his magnificent contributions in the field of water, water resonance, and structuring of water from prayer. On Friday, the 19th of June, we're going to be having a full day of speakers that deal with every aspect, every urgency that's critical right now to humanity, whether it's petrochemical intoxication of your bodies or whether it's petrochemical pollution of our environment. The reality is that we've got to do something about it, and we have all the answers. All of the answers right now rely on water, whether it's hydrogen fuel that can take our cars and make them run on water with no pollution, to the silver hydrosols like oxysilver that has the capacity to completely eliminate all infectious diseases from planet Earth. A simple mineral water that's charged with a lot of love can do that. Whether we're talking about the starvation and dehydration in the third world nations, and even here in the United States, there's a lot of people that are so dehydrated and because of it so sick. Well, you know what? It's not about water wars. It's not about predicting and prophesying the next great war is going to be over water. There's no shortage of water anywhere. We're bringing in experts right now on liveh2o.tv. You can go on there and watch the programming streaming right now on www.liveh2o.tv. If you aren't watching this program and me right now, I'd send you right there. And the reality is when you go there, among the streaming video you'll watch is that we can now harvest water from the air. It's happening all over the world. People who have this technology now have been advancing it for many, many years. And now we have the capacity to bring water to places where there was none. And fresh water. and purified water to places that have unpure, contaminated, and unfortunately not enough water. So these are the urgencies that face planet Earth. All the remedies are available right now in water. The creative juice, the liquid crystal superconductor, and that's mostly what your body is made of. So give praise to the Creator for the creative juice inside of you. An electron has got to flow, and it can't be blocked. And why it's urgent, I'm going to be sharing with you tonight some of the urgencies that you and I must face now with having the revelations in this extremely important time in history upon us. Well, gee whiz, we've got some very clear and very important decisions to make, including what it is that we're going to be doing, whether we're going to be living or dying, whether it is we're going to be choosing life or choosing death. And so I want to share some of those issues with you tonight. But again, before we do, let me give it up to, just like right now you're in divine human communion when you understand the creative juice, when you understand in the beginning there was a creator, there was the water, and that water, that liquid crystal juice, superconductor of love frequency vibrations, is in your body, and you are communing with the universe right now. In other words, it's just like the kingdom of heaven being near. That's the musical mathematical matrix of energy, of universal totality, of frequency, of creativity. That is very real. It's very here. It's very now. It's, in fact, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for that. That the people in whom we have entrusted our health and our children's lives, the public health officials and the vaccine industrialists, the politicians that present the legislation that empowers the global industrialists, the petrochemical pharmaceutical cartel that is conducting genocide under the guise of public health and national security. We give them our faith and trust, and what happens? It's virtually pagan. It's like there's only one source that you could give your faith and trust over to, and it's not Dr. Leonard Horowitz. It's the creator of the universe. And so the reality is we have really made false deities out of everything that we're witnessing. The medical deities are a classic example of that. So that this is really about how to take the populations out most profitably and effectively and covertly, silently, untraceably, so that there's no liability, you see. And that's the way it is today when you look at what the laws are, what the laws have become, and where we are now being about to be quarantined, about declared emergencies and then injected, infected, intoxicated by drugs at the will and whim of the public health official from your state. That is the Model State Emergency Health Powers Act. That's been legislated in most of the states. Well over 40 states have passed this Model State Emergency Health Powers Act virtually entirely. Combining theology and scientific understanding now and mathematical proofs to basically appeal to you to realize that you are a digital, that's mathematical, biology, holographic, bioholographic, biology and holography. You're a digital bioholographic precipitation, like rain, made of water. Precipitation, crystallization, liquid crystal superconductor, the creative juice, the liquid crystal, water. So you're a crystallization and miraculous manifestation of divine frequency vibrations in water right now. Although it's not as wet as that the dolphins are experiencing, take my word for it, the science is very clear. You'd be dead if it wasn't for the water around you and inside you right now. So we're really looking at the fact that salvation rests in the living water, in the Creator, in the Creator's creative juice. So that's this concept as we're evolving now into concert for the living water.